Hey guys, what's up? It's Angelo. Coming back at you with some updates and some thoughts about the brain tumor thing. I'm a brain tumor survivor. Was diagnosed on September 10th, 2013, after a number of grand mal or clonic tonic seizures. That was 2,116 days ago, give or take, something like 50,780 something hours since my finding out that I have epilepsy and a brain tumor. And since then, it's been constant epilepsy. A lot's changed, but in recent times, a lot of good things have happened. You know, a lot of people say, it's been said in Buddhism and some existentialism, nihilism, and other uh, worlds of philosophy that to live is to suffer. But also, by the same token, it's the suffering that makes those good times that much gooder or better, or whatever you want to say in the proper English. I'm drinking kombucha. I'm celebrating 202 days today without an alcoholic beverage, no alcohol. I had a good run for a while. I'm looking back. I keep a journal in right here. This is the first book I started, and in the first page, I'll write. I think I've read part of this before. The first thing I wrote was "My life has changed." After a couple grand mal seizures that I only half remember, on September 10th, 2013, I came to discover that I have what is known as an oligodendroglioma 2. So I couldn't really pronounce that or even spell that word when I found out. And I'm a pretty good speller and pretty good with reading, but oligodendroglioma means oligo, a few, dendro, trees. Glioma is the glioma lesion type tumor, as a splitting apart of cells in the brain. The reason it's called dendro for trees is because the formation of the malformed blood vessels within that lesion that is kind of that fractal design that is a telltale, other than the obvious spot on the CAT scan and MRI. I had a brain biopsy soon after my finding out that I had a mass in my head. So they went in, drilled a hole, took a little piece of brain out, put in a plug about the size of a quarter, 2 pins, flipped it over, stapled it up. You can hardly tell, except from the radiation where the hair is thin just a little bit. They said it might never grow back, probably wouldn't grow back, but I have hair. This up here is natural baldness, so that's from great genes. Anyways, so yeah, off the sauce for a while, doing pretty good with that. I'm really happy to be 202 days without a drink. That's pretty good. But before I went to Italy, I'm looking at this right now in my book where I keep track of days without drink, how many benzodiazepines I've taken, and for how many days. I was taking those like almost every day, and it was hell. I finally got off of them this year. I'll talk more about that in a little bit. I was tracking what CBD was doing for me, but essentially I'm not taking CBD right now, even though I support it fully. I think CBD, whole plant CBD, not isolate, is great for people with all kinds of medical issues. So anyways, consult yourself or your health care provider on that one. I'm not a go-to on anything. Nothing what I'm saying here is legally binding, just what I'm doing, and it's a lot of trial and error. You give them so many different types of pills, and I'm working with them. I'm tapering right now down off of oxcarbazepine. I was at the maximum dosage of 2,400 milligrams a day, and right now I am currently down to 600 a day, 600 milligrams, and I'm fighting through that. I had a pretty bad seizure today. This is usually a rocky road. I don't know how low I can go. You don't want to go too fast if you're trying to taper, but again, this is not my advice to you. This is just what I'm doing, and I'm saying you, meaning me, because I'm looking at myself right now as I'm saying this. So legally binding, nada. What a wonderful, litigious world we live in, right? Keep track of my seizure details every day, or at least I try to. I was way more on top of this thing, but when health starts getting better, you start taking it more for granted, and you stop logging things quite as precisely. I like to log the time I wake up each morning because having a consistent sleeping routine is very important to good health. I believe it's one of the 4 big cornerstones. If you see in some of my older videos, I talk about those 4 big cornerstones: diet, exercise, mindfulness, and sleep. I think are huge. Also, having a community is an extra one that I always throw in there because no man or woman is an island. We all are interdependent people. So, in sharing this, I also keep some daily notes, like what's a big thing that happened that day? Was it a holiday? Did somebody call? Did something big happen or nothing? I don't know. Something is significant every day, or at least there's a point of gratitude or a few of those. So yeah, 202 days today. This is June 26th, Wednesday. It's about 7:40 p.m. Pacific time as I speak. I was like the Henry Aaron of no drinking days. I was like 715, which I think is the most consecutive days that I've done without drinking since before I started drinking. And I think that's how many home runs Henry Aaron had in his career. I don't know why I'm telling you that. But anyways, I made it up to there on Sunday, October 14th, 2018. And then I went to Italy and I had a little wine, and then it became a little bit of beer, then it became a little grappa, then it became a little limoncello, and a little this and a little that, and I'm back on the beer, and I'm back in the United States, and not good. So yeah, from that time I was going on to not really. I went back to hitting bottom again, and I felt really terrible, and so I really started not drinking again on the 8th of December 2018, and from there up until today, that's 202 days. So we're about halfway through this year, 2019, and things have been going pretty good. Like I said, I had a seizure today. They come, but I've managed to lower my medication. I've been really sticking to the daily meditation mindfulness practice. I've been following some guided meditation for a while, just kind of easing my way into it. I started learning from people that I found inspirational. Wim Hof was a person that I learned a lot from. I've been doing the Wim Hof method. That's something I've been tabulating now as well, like how many days in a row I've been doing the Wim Hof breathing and cold showers in the morning. It's easier now in the summer because the water's warmer. It's like about high 50s, low 60s off the coldest water coming out of tap right now here in Southeast Portland. But today is, let's see, like I just said, it's Wednesday the 26th with my 202nd consecutive day without a drink, and I am on day 169 on the Wim Hof method, so that's good. And just putting in my notes, and let's see, I've been benzodiazepine free for a while now. I also am into my second book here for oligodendroglioma logging. Did a lot of diarying and just came right out. They call it diarying. So no benzos. I'm going on, let's see, 93 consecutive days benzo free, and I'm pretty proud of myself. I'm trying to be humble and remain vigilant with this whole thing, so I don't take it for granted ever. But being benzo free is the greatest thing ever, because having to rely on whatever benzo, mine was Ativan, but there's Klonopin, Xanax, there's all kinds. They're like similar to lithium, I believe, or Valium, I can't remember, but it's in that family of those terrible drugs. I would probably liken it to something like Oxy, but probably Oxy's worse. I don't know. But they all suck. Anyways, had a birthday recently. My mom's birthday was the day after mine. I got away to the coast, went to Yachats on the Oregon Central Coast. It's good to get out of town. It's good to break out of some routines. Other routines it's good to stick to because good habits are worth having. Carving out new neural pathways in your mind creates less epilepsy, creates less negative side effects of whatever health condition you're going through, especially something that has to do with your brain, which is like the motherboard of your body, and behind your motherboard is your soul. So your brain is not all of who you are. If you have a brain tumor or even a body ailment, cancer, whatever it is, that's some sort of disease, those are usually linked in a big way to your immune system. So if you can kind of watch out for your diet, stay away from anti-inflammatory things, and keep locked into your wise spiritual mind, the not religious, but the mind that's one with the as Dr. Joe Dispenza, a guy I've been really enjoying reading lately. I'm reading a book right now, almost finished, called Becoming Supernatural. Highly recommend it to anybody out there. There's a lot of in-depth information, but there's also a lot of like sort of metaphysical quantum mechanics stuff that I find really fascinating, that's helped me through all this, because I'm really not on the heavy train of the allopathic medicine. I'm on a more of a holistic, integrative health healing plan right now, and that has worked better than any medication that I've come into using, or whatever. I'm lacking some articulation because of the fog of my previous relatively large seizure that I had today. Did a juice cleanse last week. The week before, I did like a 5.5 day raw vegan juice cleanse. Felt great. Reset my microbiome and my gut flora. It's good to do that. Get some of that old stagnating stuff out of there. I've read a lot, and I've also will admit that I've done a colonic with probiotics, powdered probiotics mixed in purified water. You can learn more about that on your own, but I'm going to throw that out there, that as weird as that sounds, maybe to you, that it's something to consider. I'm not getting overboard on it, but very once in a while, because there's a lot, even if you take a probiotic pill, chances are that doesn't make it all the way down to where it needs to go. Anyways, my phone's dinging because I'm expecting a call here soon, but I had a point somewhere back there, and I just kind of tangentially rolled with it, with lots of digressions, but I wanted to let you know that my life is going well if you're interested. The meditation every morning, I've been following this guy named Sadhguru, Sadhguru. He's got a lot of great resources on the internet to just listen to a lot of what he has to say, a lot of philosophical, mystical, things that I would probably think was quacky in my previous self, but the purpose of living on is to become a new and more highly developed individual. So you can laugh at what might be perceived as weakness, or you can just focus on your own inner strength and roll with that, and that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to put my wise judgment in the foreground and living going inward instead of looking outwardly for approval, satisfaction from dopamines, triggers, like whatever it is. For some people it's food, for some people it's drugs, for some people it's sex, for some people it's television, for some people it's their phone, most people, including me. A very fascinating thing that I saw today was a man named Cal Newport. Check him out. He makes a great argument for why you don't need to be on social media. In fact, he argues a good point why not to be, especially if you have any kind of mental, cognitive, brain issues, anxiety, stress, post-traumatic stress, the internet, all of these little drips of dopamine that go nowhere is formulaic to the likes of something like video gambling. I'm very nasally right now. I've had the terrible allergies this year, but it's been such a beautiful year. We had beautiful thunder and lightning storms today, which was great. Off the cuff, I just heard another one go. It's been going. We don't typically get thunder and lightning here in Portland, Oregon, in the valley. So I've got an oligodendroglioma. If you have any questions at all about integrative health, what my regimens are, I juice. And no, this isn't a wedding ring, baby. This is my prayer ring, or it's a meditative ring for like a Buddhist Tibetan. Just kind of roll it, and you can just kind of let your mind go. I'm, again, not religious, not dogmatic, just cool with everyone, man. As long as you're cool with me. I don't know where I'm going. I'm a little loopy. It's been a long day. Go out and do some fun things. Also, stay strict to a healthy routine, but don't beat yourself up if you fall off the path, even with the drinking, with the doing the Wim Hof or the breathing or the meditation. I've been doing the Isha Kriya with the Sadhguru, as I mentioned. Also, again, check out Dr. Joe Dispenza and his book, Becoming Supernatural. It's amazing. Another good read that I recommend that I just read recently was the autobiography of Benjamin Franklin. Talk about a man ahead of his time and within a certain culture, sort of puritanical New England culture in the 18th century. Really interesting stuff. So that's all I'm going to say for right now, because I feel like I'm not going to transgress or digress or get on a tangent. Keep on top of your health. Keep fighting. Don't give up. Stay positive. Look for the good in the world. There's a ton of negative shit out there. You know, there's tons of it. Our society is inundated with it. But we all are one. We all share a collective heartbeat through a magnetic atmosphere, an energy that's around all of us. This is not just some hokey shit. This is science. We all are interdependent creatures. We all are part of one organism. So remember this. The next time you get mad at somebody in another car, you're walking down the street, someone gets passive aggressive or whatever it is, we're all together in this fucking life, and we're all suffering in our own way. And if you don't know a person and they're treating you bad, there's maybe something behind that's coming from. It's not them to you personally. It's just a manifestation. So try to manifest good in this world, because we all have a lot to give. It's not about your job. It's not about your status. It's not about your health. It's about who you intend to be and who you are to yourself and to others. So I'll leave it at that. Thank you for letting me on my sit-down soapbox here in my wonderful basement crib. I hope I get to make another video for you guys soon. If you like this, like it or don't. I'm not going to get the dopamine drip. I just like to hear from people that it matters, so that I can spend my time doing this if it means something. I appreciate all the people who have commented and personally messaged me to say that they got something out of it and had questions, and also shared what their experience is. That's really cool. Anyways, much love, many blessings, and peace to all of you. Cheers.